Hello, friends. We are Gabe and Laurie Cooper, and we are coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. It's kind of fun. We are one of the last presenters tonight. They wanted to save the boy for last.
That's right.
So that's
it's almost
pretty
bedtime.
fun. We have been doing Rodan and Fields now for just over 3 years. It's just been an absolute blast. We love everything about it. We are honored and excited to share our story with you tonight and why we chose to go with this opportunity over everything else, and where we've come in the last 3 years.
And our journey to Rodan and Fields really didn't start with the products. And so, we didn't have current skin issues at the time where we were actively looking for, something to fix maybe a skin issue that we had. But we were actually looking for an income change. And to kind of give you a little background, I used to work in corporate America testing golf clubs for a living. It was just my dream corporate job ever. I got to travel around the world working with the professional golfers and testing all new products that were coming to market. And so it was just a really, really great season for me. It did take me away from my family though because of the travel that I had to do. But I did enjoy, the job, and everything was going really good with our family. And that is until my mother, she worked her entire life, retired, and then found out that she had just 3 to 6 months to live. And she had stage 4 brain cancer. And that really rocked our world, just really kind of set a paradigm shift for us that there were some things in life that we were just waiting till later on to do. Maybe, making some memories with the kids, or different goals that we had financially, or, trying to be, different things with generosity. And we kind of just realized that, tomorrow is not promised. And I had always had kind of a tugging on my heart to help people out in the area of personal finances. We're big Dave Ramsey people, and so getting out of debt, living under that freedom is just something that we're super passionate about. And my church had actually offered me a job doing that, teaching people personal finances and helping them to achieve that freedom. And if you know anything about ministry, it pays just a little bit less than corporate America. And by a little bit, we were looking about a 40% pay cut. And so while in my heart I had this passion that I knew God was calling me to go do, there was a real financial hit that we were going to take. And so that was when we were kind of looking around like, okay, what are some things we could do? And, we used to watch Shark Tank every Friday night and try to come up with some really cool inventions or different ideas. And
we had some darn good ones.
We did,
okay?
Yeah. So keep your eye out. But once you kind of know what it takes to get into it and the financial investment, and my background was business, and I knew what it took to get a product to market. It wasn't cheap, and the risk was really high. And so that obviously wasn't going to be an option for us. And being in the social commerce now, where you're seeing your friends, on Facebook or different other social channels doing these types of businesses, we were kind of, wondering which ones worked, which ones didn't work. Because, we had a lot of friends that were doing oils and wraps and candles and stretchy pants and that crazy lipstick stuff. But I have an MBA, and I actually studied some of these business models, and what caught our attention was the payday post that we were seeing from our friends in Rodan and Fields. And it wasn't just shoe money, or hey, I covered, some random expense. This was mortgages and their entire monthly budget being covered. And so that really caught our attention, because that was the level of income that we were needing for our family in order to make that jump. And so there were 2 things that really stood out to me with this brand of Rodan and Fields, and why it is different from the other noise, if you will. And again, those other things are fine. There's nothing evil with stretchy pants. They're totally cool. I'm actually wearing some under this table right now. But if you're looking for if you're looking for life-changing opportunity, this is what you'll find with Rodan and Fields. And there were 2 things. One was the strength of the brand. If you look at who we have, Dr. Katie Rodan, Dr. Kathy Fields, you're not going to find a bigger name in this industry than those doctors. And I knew that from Ping. Like whenever we came out with a new golf club, it didn't really matter what we came out with because we had already established ourselves as a major player in the game. Well, these doctors are the player, and so we get to automatically gain their credibility by joining their business. The second piece was the market size potential. And this is probably one of the loudest things that I would echo kind of throughout the success that you're seeing tonight. If you look at, if you're going to, again, if you want to be a Shark Tank and you want to come out there and start with like a pencil or something, the market size for the pencils are probably pretty decent. Well, what I didn't know about skincare was if you look at all the other opportunities out there, if you fast forward to 2019, okay, just about a year or so, the anti-aging, the skincare market globally is estimated to be $131 billion. Okay, 131 billion. I don't know if anybody saw like the World Series last night, but baseball, they did about 8 billion last year. So they're doing okay. Those players, they're feeding their families pretty well. I haven't really seen a baseball franchise that's really starving right now. So again, if you're looking for opportunity, those were two big reasons why we jumped in and why it was different from everything else out there. And man, I wish we would have joined sooner, but I'm sure glad we did when we did.
Yeah, man. I figured, you know what, I'm going to let him talk this whole time because you guys have heard from a bunch of women tonight. So it's just fun to hear from a guy. But yeah, I have a lot of people after we kind of tell our story, they ask, so was he able to go into ministry? What has it kind of done for you guys? And, we knew just from what we knew about the opportunity that this was going to be huge. So we took that huge leap of faith without even making a dime from Rodan and Fields yet. Like he took the job into full-time ministry because we knew this was going to work and this was that lifeboat that God was sending us to provide for our family. So yes, it bridged that gap in our 40% loss of income. I think we did that in just a few months. And then in about 9 months, it actually matched my income that I was making at my job. So I was able to come home and spend those last super precious years with my then 2-year-old while she was at home before she just went off to kindergarten. She's now 5. So I can never get those years back. So I'm so thankful that I was able to spend them with her. And then let's see, in 15 months, our team, which is fantastic, all across the United States, Canada, Australia. We have a consultant in Uganda. Just crazy town. Earned our rolling trophy. We have a free Lexus in the driveway. I've never had a new car before.
It replaced an amazing 2006 Kia Sorento. Man, it was such a good car.
So to say that this opportunity has just been a blessing, the community, everyone has talked about the community. That is by far the most amazing part. Something personal for our family that's just been awesome is the freedom of time that the business has created for us, bringing me home and allowing him to follow his passion in full-time ministry. The freedom of finances so that he could do that. And also just the freedom to be more generous without even thinking about it. When we have a friend that needs something, we can just be on that and just help that person if they need us, and give to bigger things and all of that stuff just without even having to check our budget, which I think before we had to be like, oh, I don't know. So it's just given us that freedom. And so it's just been a huge, huge blessing for us. The great skin is just an extra perk. It's definitely the cherry on top, but
and I would say for the guys out there that might be kind of skeptical or not quite sure, if their spouse is going to join, imagine doing your job with zero financial pressure.
Yeah.
Like, think about that for a second. With zero financial pressure, like I get to do what God created me to do with zero pressure. And that is like the most freeing thing that I can describe. Like when I go into work every day because I genuinely want to, and I do it what I genuinely want to do and how we do it. And again, my job before was really cool. It was really great, but there was stress. There was all these other things. And so just dream about a day of what if, what could it be like? if you didn't have those stresses in your life. And I love the fact that, I'm not intimidated, that I've got a boss babe that rocks it. And, man, it's just unbelievable. A huge blessing. So.
And I love it. This guy's my business partner every day. So, all right. Well, we are just going to wrap up. Jenna's going to hop on here. You get to hear from her. And then I think there's some giveaways.
Watch out.
So thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight, and we will see you soon.
Bye.